Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Sammy here with another video, and in today's video I am talking all about how my April goals went and what I am looking forward to in the month of May. So let's just go ahead and jump right on into this. First, I'm going to go through my April goals, which you can see in front of me here, my Makselife planner, and we're going to discuss kind of every category, what went well, what didn't go so well, and then I'm going to set up my goals for May. So first we have the area of personal. My focus was routine, creativity, and motivation, which I really love that focus, and I think I'm going to carry that on throughout the rest of the year in some way. I was super hopeful and ambitious, I would say is a better word, of getting a lot done in April. As you can see, all over the place, I wanted to accomplish a lot. One of those big areas was personal, and due to some things that happened in the month of April that I really wasn't planning on, a lot of things had to take a back seat, and that's okay. I am accepting what's happening as good and just moving forward. But anyways, some of the things I wanted to do in the month of April that went along with this routine, creativity, and motivation was establish a morning routine, establish a night routine, read book 1, read book 2, and watercolor once a week. I feel like with what I was given, I was able to establish a good morning and night routine that worked for me in this moment of my life. I feel like that's fine. So that's why I gave myself check marks there. I did not read at all in the month of April. I did not have time, so I did not get to read any books. And I did not touch my watercolors either. And so obviously those 3 things did not happen. But it's okay. We're moving forward. And hopefully once school's out in the next month, I will be able to do more of these things. And so I'm looking forward to that. With fun and recreation, my focus was my spring bucket list. And I just decided with this that I was going to break everything that I wanted to do. I have more items, but since there's only 4 weeks in the month, I just wanted to focus on 4 things. Do 1 thing a month, or 1 thing a week, excuse me. And we did really good the first week with it being Easter and decorating eggs and whatnot. But then things started to happen, and I'll talk about that in a minute. And these other things did not happen. And so it's fine. Honestly, it's still April when I'm filming this, and so we might be able to go out this weekend and feed the ducks. So maybe I'll get 2 out of 4 instead of 1 out of 4. But like I said, I'm moving forward, and I will find a way to get these things done. And if they all don't get done, that's okay. This is a bucket list. These are just fun things I would like to do, but not that I have to do. The next section is work and learning, and my focus was to push through 4th term because we are almost to the end. And the only action item I had here was to prep the second half of the term, which I can happily say I have done that. Everything is ready up until the last day of school. I even have all my copies and whatnot made, and so I'm pumped. I'm super excited. I just get to teach and do the things and glide my way through the end of the year. Next up is family and relationships, and I wanted to focus on building boundaries and building relationships. I did have a date night with my husband, which was awesome, and we had some family time. We didn't necessarily go on a family date, but we have had family time. Once again, this month has been so busy in a lot of different ways that a lot didn't happen, but that is okay. Health and wellness, no shocker here. I think this is the area I've struggled with the most this year, is just doing things health and wellness wise. And I became a little bit more ambitious than I normally am. And so I think this summer my focus is going to be health and wellness and learning how I can help myself there. I don't think it's been my time for that, just with what is happening in my life right now. And so I'm going to put this on hold. Nothing happened. So I just need to kind of find a simple way to gradually move into this. So instead of expecting myself to work out for 30 minutes twice a week, I need to ease into it with like weekly walks like I wanted to this month. But like I said, did not happen. With spiritual growth, I want to just focus on prayer and scriptures. I did pray, and I made sure that became a habitual thing that I was doing. Scriptures, on the other hand, not so much. Financial was great. Focusing on finances, we went through our monthly budget. I unsubscribed as needed to things that we don't really use anymore or need. And then we looked up financing research for our house and options we had there. And then lastly, and the cause of all the craziness and mayhem in my life right now is a physical environment. My focus was moving prep because at the beginning of the year, I manifested in my vision board that we are going to move. I was just ready for that to happen. And I decided that we are going to jump into that now. But notice I wrote moving prep. And I thought, well, I can start making my prep list and what we need to get done. Part of that was looking into financing. And then we wanted to complete our front yard and put grass in because with the drought that we've been dealing with, our yard was completely dead. And so we redid that. And I did make a moving prep list, which then led us looking at houses, which then led us to finding or reaching out back to our realtor who helped us buy our first house, which then led us to putting a contingent offer on a house. And keep in mind, this is all within like a week of itself. And then because we made the contingent offer, we had to put our house up for sale. And now it's sold. And we're moving in 2 weeks, which is insane because when we first talked about this, my husband and I, we made it a goal that we were going to be moved out by the end of the year. And then once we started talking about it a little bit more, we're like, well, we can be moved out by the end of the summer. And now, realistically, I'm going to be in a new house at the end of next month, which is mind-blowing. It's just crazy, but I feel like manifesting, it was meant to happen. This thing was meant to happen at this time in my life. And yes, it has caused a lot of things and other parts of my life that had to be put on hold. But I'm grateful because I do feel like changing my space and my physical environment is going to help me so much in a lot of different areas. And that's the area of my life that needed to be mended the most. So that's where all the attention went. And that's okay. Sometimes we just kind of have to let everything else fall and focus on one thing instead of trying to juggle 8 balls at one time. And so I'm super grateful for all of that. Moving forward, now that we kind of have that recap of how April went, I am going to fill out my monthly reflection with you guys. I normally don't do these live, and I just decided that I'm going to do it live this time because why not? So, first question, my biggest wins this month were, when I think about this question, I think that one of my biggest wins was taking the leap to sell our house. I feel like that's a huge win. I also feel like just getting 4th term prepped was also a big win because now I can not stress about what we're going to be doing the whole month of May. And then lastly, I think taking a break from social media. At the beginning of April, I was feeling really stressed and just all over the place really with my anxiety, and I don't know. So I took a break from social media, And it was during my spring break, which I think was a really good idea because I knew most of my spring break, since we were looking at houses and whatnot, we weren't going anywhere. We weren't doing anything. And I knew I was going to be on my phone. I knew that was going to be a thing. And so at the beginning of my spring break, I just deleted everything. Everything but Pinterest is what I deleted. And I was only off for a week, but I feel like that week helped me recenter and refocus myself a lot. And I don't feel like you need to just go rogue and be off social media for long periods of time to have those type of moments. It changes for everyone, but it really helped me focus on what really matters and what I need and what I don't need. And one thing it proved to me is I don't need social media to be happy and to be content and do things. And so I was also a lot more productive that week than in the past. And so it was awesome. Things that are currently working in my life, I feel like work is working. I've had a lot of struggles that I have voiced here on my channel about work, but I just feel like my work routine, I guess I should say, and how I have everything flowing, I feel like that's working. List making for sure. I feel like I'm making so many lists with moving and teaching and just trying to remember all the things that's just working right now. That's kind of my planning style, is just making that large to-do list. And then communication. And I am trying to be better about how I communicate with people. And I'm going to write to understand before being understood. This is one thing I'm really trying hard with at school with my students and coworkers, and then at home with my husband, my daughter, and just everyone around me. I'm trying to understand where they're coming from and how they're feeling, validating those feelings and listening before I just kind of like put my word in there. And it's something I'm still practicing, and I feel like I'm getting better at it. Just communicating in general, telling people how I'm feeling and being honest about my feelings and not holding back is really helping me also a lot. Things that are currently not working in my life, I will be honest, just sitting in limbo with the house is stressing me out. I am a very, obviously, planner-based person, and these last few weeks have been hard playing it day by day. Sorry, I'm trying to write and talk at the same time, and I'm getting confused. But just waiting day by day, trying to figure out what's happening, getting the house ready. It was really hard when we had our showings, and like we basically had to vacate ourselves from our house while people were walking through it. And now we're in the process where we're packing, but we're waiting for answers and a timeline for things. And so that's just all kind of hard, and especially with a toddler. She's pushing through it. I'm really proud of her because we packed up a lot of her toys. So she has a few toys and some books, but that's about it right now, and she's getting bored. What I learned this month, I learned that change is good. We've been living in our house for 7 years almost, and this change just feels right. I also feel like with change, this is going to change my life a lot. And even though I'm still going to be working at the same school that I've been working at and in the area that I've been living in, I still feel like I'm going to have a change of perspective from living somewhere else and working where I currently work. And so I'm really excited for this change, but also kind of scared, just because change can be scary. I also learned that sometimes you just have to jump. Just because I am a very planner-based person, I want to have all the information out in front of me and a plan before I do anything. But honestly, I was the one who was like telling my husband, we just have to do this and we'll figure it out as we do it. We just got to jump. And sometimes you do have to jump and things will fall into place and catch you. And that's just kind of what I've learned this month. What improvements or adjustments do I need to make going into next month? I just feel like giving myself a lot of grace, just because I know it's going to be stressful at the end of the school year and moving all at the same time. So just giving myself grace. I wrote my grace, giving, we'll fix that up right in E. It doesn't have to be perfect. Giving me grace and letting go. And by that, I just mean, like I was saying, with all of the different areas of life, with goal setting, I'm going to have to let go of some of those things. Like, I'm probably not going to have time to work out next month. And so I shouldn't have that expectation that I'm going to. I'm probably not going to have time to read or do other things like that, things for myself. And that's okay, because I'm doing something else. Really is for myself, but doesn't, I guess, fall under that category. But just learning to let go a little and letting things happen, I feel like is an adjustment I need to make, but it's going to be for the best. Okay, what I am most grateful for right now, I am grateful for my family, like my whole flipping family. They have been so supportive and so helpful. I just wrote have twice. Oh well. They have been so helpful and supportive just through this whole process of moving, especially my parents. Shout out to them. My mom has been very helpful with helping me with my daughter and just letting her come over and play while my husband and I are packing and getting things ready for the house and meeting with our realtor and all the things. And my dad has just been super helpful by helping my husband remodel some things and fix some things, and they've just been amazing. And so I'm super grateful for them. Also, big shout out to them, because our new house probably is not going to be ready by the time we close on our current house. So we're probably going to have to live with them for a couple of weeks. But they are okay with it. They just want us, they're excited for us to move. And so they're like, whatever it takes to get you out of this house, we will do it. So they're amazing. And thank you. Habits I want to nurture next month. I feel like I can still nurture the daily prayer. I feel like that's a big one. And then just my AM and PM routine. Those obviously will probably change, just because different season of life right now, but it's fine. We're just gonna work with it. And then the area I want to focus on next month, if this isn't a shocker, I'm just gonna write it: physical environment. We are moving, we are getting out of our house, starting fresh. I'm so excited. So rate my overall satisfaction for this month. I know I didn't make a lot of progress in a lot of areas, but I feel like I made so much progress in physical environment last month and with work. And so I'm actually going to give myself, I think, a 7, which I think is the highest I've rated myself. So I'm pretty sure. Yeah. In March, I gave myself a 5. In February, I gave myself a 4. And then in January I gave myself a 6. So 7, we're doing good. So now I am just going to set my goals really quickly for the month of May. And I'm just going to say it again. It's okay to drop some balls. You're not dropping them and never picking them back up. You're just putting them for the side for a minute and holding or juggling the one ball that matters most. And once that ball is taken care of and situated, and you got the hang of that ball, you can pick up more balls. I mean, like with juggling, you don't pick up 3 and just hope you can start juggling. You start with 1 and then you build it up. And I hope that analogy makes sense with what I'm talking about. It makes sense in my brain. But anyways, let's go ahead and fill this out. Personal, I'm going to leave it blank. I know I'm focusing on my AM and PM routine, but I don't feel like I need to write that down. I feel like that can just be a habit that I'm doing daily. Fun and recreation. I do want to write down my Mother's Day lunch that I have with my mom and my sister. We do this every Saturday, the Saturday before Mother's Day. And I'm going to put it under fun and recreation just because it's something fun that we do every year. It's a tradition. But that's all I'm going to put. I just want to put it there so I remember it. We're going to have fun. It'll be nice to relax and just hang out with my mom and sister. But that is that. For May, with work and learning. May is the last month of school, but my job never stops, despite what society thinks about teachers. And so I do have one action item currently one for May, and that is to start planning term 1 of next year. The teacher that I work closely with, she and I have been talking a lot about how we kind of want to rebuild and like fix some things in our units. And we want to have term 1 planned before August. And so I am just going to write start to plan term 1, 23-24. And we'll get on that. Family and relationships, I'm going to leave blank for right now. Health and wellness, blank. Spiritual, blank. Financial, blank. But with physical environment, I am just going to write. I hope I can do this good because I was practicing this before I filmed. But we are going to focus on packing. And I was going to write pack. And sorry, I had to focus. That E's kind of crazy. It's kind of a sassy little E. But we're going to pack and move. And obviously, there's probably going to be some extra steps along the way, like moving in with my parents for a couple weeks, and then moving into our house and closing and all of that stuff. But it's okay. We are going to figure it out, and we're going to enjoy it. I wanted to do something cute with this, and now I'm regretting it because my pen is not that thick. It's fine. Embrace the process. Okay. And that singing was awful. But we're having fun with this. Whoops, and there goes that. Okay. Yep. Pack and move. That is the focus and the objective basically for this month in total. This looks pretty bare, but I love it because this is realistic to me right now. And so I will check in at the end of May and let you know how all of these things go. I'm hoping they all get done. I know for sure this is getting done because it's getting scheduled, and this will be done because we have plans and have signed contracts and papers. But I'll just let you guys know how it all goes. Anyway, you guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you don't mind, in the comments, please share something that you're looking forward to or achieving in the month of May. I love it when we share our goals in the comments. Also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram. My link to my Instagram is in my description of this video. I always advertise that just because I post a lot more there than I do on YouTube, and you can kind of see a lot more of the behind the scenes stuff of what's going on in my life. And don't forget to like this video and hit that subscribe button if you are new here. And until next time, guys, I will see you all later. Bye.